The cue wait while I put treats on the ground is actually a really, really good tool to use when introducing dogs to new things in general. In this case, I am using it to try to introduce the Dremel for cutting his nails. And I start by simply putting some treats on the ground, turning on the Dremel, and being able to hold Dexter's paw while I fiddle with the Dremel. During this process, I'm kind of gauging Dexter's comfort. And to be honest, he's a pretty neutral dog about a lot of things. Not to say that this is how great is going to go with each and every single dog. As a matter of fact, each dogs of mine are very different in how I handle doing their nails, but they all start with the same concept. Asking a dog to wait while that treat is on the ground is giving him a heads up that something is about to happen. And as he starts to get comfortable with me handling both the Dremel in my hand and his paw, I start trying to see if I can give the paw a little tiny touch with the Dremel, and if he does it, great, here's some food. We do this exercise over and over and over again, me being mindful of what I see with his body language and his comfort, and me adjusting how I handle the situation each time that we do this. Nail trims are something that's going to happen to your dogs for the rest of their life. So it's best to actually take the time to introduce this in a way that it's the least frustrating, the less invasive, and the less stressful for both you and your dog. I try to take things slow, where my purpose of this session is not to try to Dremel all his nails. The purpose of this session is to simply get Dexter comfortable with the Dremel. If I happen to be able to actually do a couple of nails, that's even better. And he was kind of like textbook example of, by me taking my time, little by little, he was allowing me to do each nail for longer and longer. But I don't just want to see what happens. I just ask him to wait, tap one little nail, and immediately reward him. And little by little, I start to increase the amount of duration, the amount of time that I'm holding his paw, the amount of time that I'm grinding the nail. And for the most part, I ended up just doing the first 2 paws. This is his first session, so I don't want to rush through this process where I'm in a hurry, I'm easily frustrated, I'm not listening to my dog's body signals, because that is what breaks trust when you're introducing your dog to things that they might seem as intimidating. Nail trims can be incredibly stressful to so many dogs, and I find that most of the time it's because people are just not taking the time to structure this in a way that their dog understands what's happening. I also don't want to push my dog to go past beyond their capabilities, especially with this being their first time. So like I said earlier, I just did the first 2 with about half or a little bit over half of his breakfast, and then kind of let it go. And then we're going to try to tackle the back ones on a different session. But I really, really want to show people that dogs don't come pre-installed knowing with all the things that we have to do to them. We have to take the time to show them what that progress is, and that is how we build trust when it comes to husbandry and grooming.